Hi guys, you're welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be completing this clothes tutorial. So if you have not watched the first tutorial, please I'll be dropping the link on the description box so you can follow there to watch the first part before joining this part. So this is the fabric we'll be making use of. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome. If you are new here, you're also welcome. Please do go and watch the first part. Okay, so here I'll use the pattern to cut out or on our fabric that I'll be using, both the lining and the main fabric. Okay, so we'll be combining this fabric and I've added necessary and allowances. So this is the back and this is the front. Don't mind the way I arrange the front. And remember, I opened that cup by 1.5 or 1 inch so that our breast will be able to sit well. Okay, so this is our front. Allowances has been added already. So now remember that we opened this place and added allowance in every place that needs to be added allowance on. Okay guys, it's now time to sew. So now we'll be doing it gradually. Let's start with the cup. So you're going to arrange the fronts very well, placing your lining on each of them. Just place it well. Remember where we're going to stop. This is our opening. This is where we're going to stop. When you stitch, you're going to stop there. Just stitch here. And when you come to the back, you do the same thing. Arrange the front and the back. Arrange the back, sorry, and place your lining on it. This is a crepe fabric, so I'm also using it as my lining, and it's not enough, as you can see. Well, I'm just going to manage it like that. Okay, I noticed that I turned it, the front is not facing well, so that's why I placed the other one. So now the normal way you can put your darts, but I did not add that while cutting the back, but I just wanted to see if I can snatch it. You're going to sew like this, the neck, the side, just the normal way we sew. We add our lining to the back, and the same thing with the front. So I was done sewing them here. So this is the back. I added the darts, but I'll soon remove it. It's not necessary you add that. So now we have stopped. I stopped at that place. You see, I just added I had not touched my shoulder. I had not joined the shoulder. So take note. And I stopped where the opening is going to stop. So before we continue, let's bring the front. At this place, fold it and sew with 1/2 inch, because that is where we're going to be joining the cup. After joining, you mark the center. To get our center, you fold it and mark so that we'll know where we'll be adding. And I've gone ahead to, run a gather stitch on the down of that cup, because we added like 1.5 for our bust seat. So that is why you run a gather stitch at the down. So now we are going to gather it a little bit until it fits in where your cup will be. Okay, just take your time and do that. For proper sitting of the bust. So now you're going to just arrange it like this. As you can see, it's already perfect. So when I join it on my machine now, it will be okay. As you can see, you do the same thing for the other one. It's a very simple tutorial. Once we get the step, we are good to go. So the same thing for this. And let's go to the machine and sew. So now I'll be holding it. I'll be holding it with my pin so that it will be more easier for me to join on the machine. Go ahead and use your pin to secure the boss, the cup side. Just take it gradually. As you're securing it, you'll be making sure that it reached the end. So once I was done, this is what we have. I've not yet joined it, just with pin. So we'll be doing the same thing for this side also. I'm just following this gradually so that we'll be able to understand. I'm not trying to rush anything. So every step will be shown here. I was still adding the pin. Sorry if you cannot see that, but it's just the same thing we did for the other side. So guys, this is it. This is it after pinning the both side. So now I'll go to the machine and I'm going to join it. So for the back, we're going to be doing our back the same way. So you see what I'm telling you guys, I did not add a dart to this back, so I'm going to be removing the dart, because without the dart it will still snatch, because I will remove 1 inch from the zipper allowance, so it will still snatch. So I was done with the front here, and this is the back. I've removed the dart and I've closed my zipper allowance, with 1.5 inch. So this is time for our shoulder joining. Listen properly. Take one of the lining and cover the rest of them and sew like this. As simple as that. Take one of the lining. Just take one of the lining, or you take one of the lining and cover it like this and sew on your machine. You sew like that. Or you do this method, you open it up, lining facing lining, front side of the lining facing front side of the other lining, front side of the main fabric facing the other front of the main fabric, like this. So you're going to go and sew on your machine. So if you do it right, you'll be getting it like this. It will be covering like that, and this is the front. See how neat it's looking. So So that is how to join your shoulder. So after that, we are now going to join the side of our dress. So joining the side of our dress, I'm going to be leaving like 1 inch from this place so that I'll join my sleeve later, and I'm going to stop at the waist by 1 inch because I will join my ruffles. So let's draft our sleeve. This is a bishop sleeve. This is how to draft a bishop sleeve, just the normal way you draft your sleeve. We'll be doing split method. So I went down by 4 inches for my biceps. I'll be showing what is biceps on the screen, how to measure your biceps. Then I'll mark I'll mark my elbow length, sorry, then the full length of the sleeve. So I'll just label everything, elbow, the wrist and everything. So when you come up, you're going to come up by 4 inches, and whatever you have from that place, divide it into 2 and mark it. Use your curved ruler, just pay attention. Or before that, your bicep circumference divide by 2, you mark it there. Okay, so we are going to keep your ruler like that. Just look at the way I'm placing my ruler, and that is how to get that curve of your sleeve. Now your elbow circumference divided by 4 or 2, sorry, and your wrist circumference divided by 2. That is all. You add your allowances for your stitches. Use your ruler to connect all the points. So now we're going to cut out our sleeve. So this is a long sleeve. This is how to draft a long sleeve, guys. We'll be needing our pencil, our tape and our scissors to do this. So I'll be taking like 2 inches or 2.5 inches space. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. So I'll be drawing it in a straight line like this. Just watch and see what I'm doing. Just very simple, just to get our sleeve, our bishop sleeve. So after we are done marking, we're just going to open up the lines. So now we're done splitting our pattern, our sleeve pattern. We're going to be drafting on our fabric. So after arranging it and pinning it on my fabric, I'll just measure out and see what I have. I opened it by either 1 inch or 2 inches, depending on how big you want your sleeve to be. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Remember, it's 2 sleeves, so the fabric I've cutted it into 2. You can see I opened it for you to see. So I'll be leaving some small allowances to join my sleeve there. As you can see, I'm not cutting directly. And also go ahead and shape the side, leaving my allowances for joining. I really manage this fabric because the person I'm making this dress for is kind of big, so I have to manage my fabric very well. So this is our sleeve. So I pressed our gown, so that is why you're seeing some places are wet. It's time to join our sleeve to our gown. So I'll fold it and notch the center to get the center of the sleeve. Okay, we do the same thing for the other side. You fold it into 2 and notch the center. That is it. So I'm going to also be folding the end parts of this sleeve for us to put our rubber that will give us that bishop's shape. So now you're going to be putting in the sleeve after joining the sleeve. Okay, I've cut out the rubber that I'm going to be using, and I've also sewn the place I'll be putting the rubbers. And I've measured out your round sleeve. When you measure out your round sleeve, you'll be adding 1 inch allowance for joining, which is I have 8 there. I'll be using this pin to pass it through the hole. It's very easy. Just find one of the opening and you do the passing. Once the rubber reaches to the ending part, you use your pin to secure it so that it will not go inside. Okay, so I'm using my pin to just hold that side, and I continue gathering it with my rubber till I reach the end part of the other side. Once I reach, I remove my pin and I hold that side with pin also so that it will not go in back. So after you're going to be joining this and our bishop sleeve will be ready, I'll do the same thing for this side, just for us in case we do not get the first one. You'll be able to get how I do it the second time. So this is what I'm doing. Once I reach the end, I'll pin it. And I'll continue till I reach the other side. I'm going to pin it and then remove my office pin. So now I'll go to the machine and close my sleeve. Okay, trying to see how free it is and arrange it very well. So I'll just go to the machine and complete the stitches. Okay, so once I was done, that is it. Look at how beautiful it's looking and it's not too tight. So now it's time for our ruffles to be joined. Let's cut the fabric. So this is the remaining fabric I have with me after everything. So I'm trying to manage this fabric. As you can see here, some places are not, the other side is not being covered because I use it for my sleeve. So I'm just trying to measure out. Just make sure you have a big fabric that will be enough for your garden. It might not be the same with the way I did my hair, but just make sure that your fabric is big to the length you want. And the remaining part there that I have, I'll divide it into two because my fabric is small. You see where it stops, so I'll be dividing it into two. Let me show you guys. It's what I'm saying. That side is not completed, so I'll just open up this one. And the gown is a long gown, not the short one. So depending on the length of the gown you want to make, okay, just measure whatever you want to make. So that side that is remaining, that is more long, I'm going to divide it into two. Whatever I have, I'll divide it into two, and I'm going to add it to the one that is shorter. So whatever I have now, I have about 10.5, so I'm going to mark the 10.5, and I'll use my scissors. See, I'm trying to show you guys. See that side, the one down is longer than the one up, so I don't want it to be like that. I want this to be equal because both the front and the back needs to be equal. So I'm going to open it up. So this half now, I'll be joining it with this front, this one I'm holding now. So I'll be joining it in the machine. This one will be the one on the down will be for the front, and the one here will be for the back. So I'll be joining it like this, adding it like this, and I'm going to join it to my machine so that it will be the same with the one that is down. Okay, and after that I'm going to run a gather stitch on one of the side. As you're running your gather stitch on your machine, please make sure that it's not a tight stitch. Okay, so after I was done running a gather stitch on the fabric for the front, I'm going to now use one of the rope at the ending part. So you're going to leave some rope at the ending part, and I'm going to gather it like this. Okay, so I'm going to also hold the other side. Once you gather the other side and it's reached in the middle, come to the other side again and gather, so that the gather will look fine. So I'm just trying to separate the thread at the ending part, and I continue my gathering. So once I'm done now, I'm going to measure whatever I have for the front, starting with my allowance at the ending part. I'm going to measure whatever I have. I'm going to also measure my ruffles. So whatever you have, just measure it on your ruffles to get, so that you make sure that you have exact measurements. If you don't have exact measurements, just gather in small, or the measurement is your ruffles is smaller than the measurement, you open up your ruffles a little bit and still measure again till you get it right. Okay, I'm just opening up my ruffles a little bit because I noticed that they're kind of small, so I'm going to measure it again to be sure that I've gotten the same thing with what I have on the material. You're going to take your time, don't rush, so that you won't make mistakes. So I measured again. I'm just taking my time and I got it. So I'm going to be pinning it, starting with my allowance. Remember, I left 1 inch down there so that I'll be able to add my ruffles. So this is my pin. Just pin around, take your time. This is the way you pin it. So once you reach the center, you continue pinning. If you want to join your ruffles, follow the other side, follow this ruffle. So when I was done pinning, this is how it looks like, guys. We have not yet stitched and it's looking beautiful already. Okay, so we're going to stitch this side and I'm going to come back for the back and gather the back also. So now just go and join this, follow this side that you gathered, follow it, don't follow the other side, so that you can be able to see what you are doing. So once I was done, this is it. Give it a good press, and when you turn over, please notch so that it will not look somehow. Notch, especially that center part, notch very well. Cut out every thread so that your work will be neat. So now we are coming for the back. We are done with our front. The same thing we did for the front, we are going to be doing for the back also. So we're going to be gathering. I've run a gather stitch, so we're going to be gathering our fabric. Loose stitch. A gather stitch is a loose stitch. Once you are sewing your machine, you drag. That is what is called gather stitch. You drag it. You don't sew it in the normal way you sew your clothes. You drag so that there will be space in between the thread for you to gather, to not be hard for you. So I'll also gather this back and I'll measure. So guys, I'm going to measure the down with my tape, just like we did for the front. And I got the same thing I have for my front. Okay, so meaning both the front and the back is equal. So I'm going to measure my material to see if I have the same thing. If I don't have the same thing, either I adjust or I loosen the garden, and I got the same thing. So guys, this is the end of the tutorial. After you join the back, that is all. Hi guys, I'll be posting more beneficiary tutorial on this channel. So if you want to be seeing all the tutorial I'll be posting, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. If you're a returning subscriber, I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support, for the love. And if you are here for the first time, you're also welcome. Please, I'll be showing more of styles, beautiful tutorials like cargo pants, cargo skates in future time. So many tutorials that will benefit us. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up. Love you all. See you in my next video.